Hello everyone. In this video we will study about the classification of the business activities. So business activity is divided into the industry and commerce, and the classification of the industry I have already posted the video for that. In this video we will talk about the commerce and its type. So first let us study the meaning of the trade. So trade is very important in business. A business person cannot just keeping on goods, producing goods and distributing goods by himself. He alone cannot produce the goods and he alone will distribute the goods by himself. So for this he will require a people, which we call them the middlemen, who will distribute the goods to the final consumer. And that is the reason these people who procure goods and service to be sold to the final consumer are called the retailers. For example, if you want a soap, you will go to the local departmental store or a kirana store, right? So kirana store is an example of the retail. It's an example of a retailer who has procured the goods from the wholesaler, who has brought the good from the wholesaler or say from the manufacturer, and who will sold the goods to the ultimate consumer. That people are called the middlemen. Okay, so remember that commerce are those activities which help directly or indirectly for the distribution of the goods and service, and it is required in the business arena because a producer cannot do all the activities by himself. He alone cannot do all the activities, so he require all these people, and he wishes to produce goods and service on a large scale, and who would require the help of this middleman, that is the trader. Now when it comes to the trade, it relates to the buying and selling of goods. That is what we have been calling as procurement of goods and service. Now trade has been classified into the internal trade and external trade. Okay, as the name suggests, internal trade or the home trade means buying and selling of the goods within the geographical limit of the country. Okay, when I am buying them and selling them in India itself, this would come under the internal trade. So internal trade is further divided into the wholesale trade and retail trade. Few seconds back I told you that kirana guy, he will go and buy the goods from the wholesaler. See what exactly happens. The manufacturer, he will produce the goods in the bulk quantity, and now these wholesaler, for a margin, they will bring the goods. They will procure the goods on a wholesale basis. They will bring the goods on a wholesale rate, and when I am saying wholesale basis, they would go and purchase. Let's say if the manufacturing is selling the sugar, the wholesaler will go and purchase the 100 kg of sugar, right? Now he will go and distribute it to the various retailers. Now this retailer would either come to them and buy 5 kg or 10 kg or 25 kg of sugar depending on their needs. Means they will purchase the goods according to the need of the consumer. So this was the difference between the wholesaler and the retailer. The wholesaler person, he will buy the goods in the bulk quantity and sell them to the retailer. So kirana store is an example of a retail trade. But what about a big bazaar and this type of stores? So these kind of store which we see, when they buy the goods, they don't buy it from a wholesaler, although they are selling directly to the consumer, and hence they should be classified under the retailer, but they not be called as a retailer. Why? Because they are functioning both as a wholesaler and a retailer. What they do is they buy the goods in a bulk from the manufacturer, and then they sell to the final consumer. Okay, now because they have the power to buy in bulk quantity, hence the role of the wholesaler get eliminated here. Okay, and they are doing the duty of both the wholesaler and the retailer, because they will purchase the goods in the bulk quantity and they will directly sell to the customer. Hence here no middleman is required. So that is the reason the goods on those big bazaar or supermarket are at cheaper rate, because they directly bring in the wholesale rate and they sell to the customer directly. That is why the goods in the supermarket or the bazaar we get at a cheap price. Okay, now remember the difference between the wholesaler or the retailer. Retailer sell the goods to the final consumer. When it comes to the wholesaler, he will never be in the contact with the final consumer. He would be selling directly to the retailer only, and now he will directly sell it to the retailer. He will not sold it to the consumer. Now moving further to the external trade or the foreign trade. See, as internal trade was within the geographical limit, And if you are buying and selling the goods outside the geographical limit, it would be classified as a foreign trade. Okay, now foreign trade is further classified as export and import and entry-port trade. Okay, so when the goods are sold outside the country, that is called export. When you are selling the goods outside the country is export. And import is when goods are purchased from a foreign country, it is called the import trade. And the now entry port or re-export means if you wish to import the goods for exporting them to the other country, means you are importing the goods from the one country and you are exporting the same goods to the other country, that is called the entry port or the re-export trade. Okay, so moving further, just like the industries auxiliary to trade are same. That is, auxiliary to trade means the institutions which are helpful in the conduct of the business, for the promotion of the business, for the development of the business, and which boost the trading activities are called the auxiliary to trade. So just like just like the industry, auxiliary to trade are same. We require the insurance industry, the banking industry, the advertisement industry. So trading activities like big bazaar, they will have to advertise their goods. Okay, so they will there would be a advertising industry. And for them similarly the banking, because there are the transactions happening between the wholesaler and the trader or the retailer or the consumer, so the banking is also required, and that is the reason banking industry is required. For transport trade, transport is also required. So transport can be the water transport, air transport, or the surface transport. Surface transport is our rail, motor truck, tempo, taxi. And the water transport includes ship, boats, steamer. And the air transport, aeroplane, air buses, etc. Air buses, etc. So these are the air transport. And the communication means post, telegraph, telephone, fax, email. All these are the important means of communication through which the business contacts and the dealings are made. So all these six industries give support to the trade, and this is the reason auxiliary to trade are divided into the six industries that we studied today. So this was about the commerce and its parts that we studied today, and hope you have understood all these topics. In the next video we will again meet with some new topics. So till then, take care. Bye bye.